Welcome back to Die the Yoga Witch podcast. Today, we are embarking on a journey of profound self-discovery, awakening the inner goddess. This isn't about conforming to societal ideals of femininity, but about connecting with the powerful, divine, feminine energy that resides within each and every one of us, regardless of our gender. So, all right. The inner goddess is not some mythical figure outside of ourselves. She is the embodiment of our intuition, our creativity, our nurturing spirit, our strength, and our wisdom. She is the wild, untamed part of us that knows our worth and is not afraid to embrace it. Often, this powerful energy gets buried beneath layers of societal conditioning, self-doubt, and fear. Today, we'll explore how to gently peel back those layers and awaken the goddess within. Think about the qualities you admire in strong women. Their courage, compassion, resilience, wisdom. These are all facets of the divine feminine. And guess what? You possess those qualities too. Awakening your inner goddess is about recognizing and nurturing these inherent strengths. I want to tell you guys about a time that I awakened my own inner goddess. Whew. There was an incident during boot camp. We were doing the obstacle course, and one part of that is climbing down a rope that's at an angle, kind of like a mooring line. I was Navy. Today, I honestly cannot remember if I had my sea bag on my back or not, but I think I did. I think that was part of this challenge. The goal was to grab the line and then kick our feet around it and kind of slide, scoot, crawl down it. I am terrified of heights. I am absolutely terrified of heights. Have been forever. I was 12 feet-ish off the ground. It felt like 100. And I could not convince my feet to move off of the platform to kick up around the rope. I finally gathered the courage to do what I had to do, and I did get through it. But man, oh man, it was so not easy for me. Gotta tell you though, crawling down that rope, I felt the most goddess-like that I had ever felt to that point in my life. I felt strong, powerful, and brave, like I was channeling my inner Kali. So, how do we begin this awakening? It is a journey of self-love, acceptance, and remembering. Here are some practices to guide you. Start by connecting with nature. All right, sisters, let's delve into the power of connecting with nature. It's a cornerstone of reclaiming our inner goddess, a vital piece of this puzzle. You know, in our modern lives, we are so often disconnected from the natural world. We are bombarded with artificial light, surrounded by concrete and steel, and constantly plugged into technology. We have lost touch with the rhythms of the earth, the cycles of the moon, and the ebb and flow of the tides. But nature, my darlings, is where the feminine energy truly resides. It's in the gentle curve of a river, the resilient strength of an ancient oak, and the nurturing embrace of the earth beneath our feet. Think of the ancient reverence for the earth as a mother, a giver of life, a source of sustenance. This wasn't just a poetic metaphor, it was a recognition of the deep interconnectedness between women and the natural world. When we spend time in nature, we're not just enjoying a scenic view. We're tapping into that ancient connection, and we're allowing ourselves to be grounded, to be centered, to be reminded that we are part of something so much larger than ourselves. Think about the feeling of walking barefoot on the grass, the cool earth grounding you, and the soft blades just kind of tickling your feet. Or the sound of the ocean waves crashing against the shore, each wave a reminder of the constant flow and change of life. Or maybe even the quiet peace of sitting beneath a tree, feeling that tree's strength and stability and its silent wisdom. These experiences aren't just pleasant, they are transformative. They help us to reconnect with our own inner rhythms and the natural cycles that govern our bodies and our lives. The menstrual cycle, the phases of the moon, the turning of the seasons. These are all interconnected, and they all reflect the cyclical nature of life itself. By spending time in nature, we can learn to embrace these cycles, to honor them, to understand that they are not something to be feared or suppressed, but rather something to be celebrated. Give me 1 second. Sorry, Puppy Man decided to put his 2 cents worth in. We can learn to listen to our bodies, to trust our intuition, and to flow with the natural rhythms of life. So I encourage you guys, make time for nature. Even if it's just a few minutes every day, just step outside, breathe in the fresh air, and feel the sun on your skin. Take a walk in the woods, swim in the ocean, sit under a tree. Take the dog out to pee on the tree, Connect with the earth, and you'll connect with your own inner goddess. You'll find that the answers you seek are often found in the quiet whispers of the natural world. All right, my friends, let's talk about cycles. This is a big one. Speaking of the cyclical nature, it's a big one, and it's something we have so badly been taught to ignore, to suppress, and to even be ashamed of. I'm here to tell you, though, honoring our cycles is absolutely essential to reclaiming our inner goddess. As women, we are cyclical beings. Our bodies, designed to ebb and flow, to change, transform, just like the moon and the earth. And yet, we live in a society that demands constant productivity, constant sameness. We are told to ignore our body's signals, to push through our fatigue, to suppress our emotions. But when we do that, we are denying a fundamental part of ourselves. Let's start talking about the moon. The moon, with its ever-changing phases, has been a symbol of feminine energy for millennia. Each phase represents a different aspect of the goddess, and each phase offers us a different opportunity for growth and transformation. The new moon. This is a time of new beginnings, of setting intentions, of planting seeds. It's a time for quiet reflection, for turning inward and listening to our own intuition. Symbolically, this is the crone aspect of the goddess, the wise woman. Waxing crescent. As the moon grows, so do our intentions. This is the time for taking action, for building momentum, for bringing our dreams to life. Symbolically, this is the maiden aspect of the goddess, the youthful and the energetic. Oh, excuse me, y'all. The full moon. This is a time of culmination, of celebration, of releasing what no longer serves. It's a time for harnessing our power, for embracing our creativity, and for shining our light. Symbolically, this would be the mother aspect of the goddess, the nurturing and the powerful. Next, we have the waning crescent. As the moon fades, so do our old patterns and beliefs. This is our time for introspection and for letting go. Maybe for preparing for a new cycle. Symbolically, This is also the crone aspect of the goddess, the wise woman who knows when to release. So, just as the moon has its cycles, so do we. Our menstrual cycle, for example, is a powerful reflection of the moon's phases. When we learn to track our own cycle and to understand its rhythms, we can learn to work with our bodies rather than against them. We can learn to honor our need for rest during our period, to harness our energy during the ovulation period, and to embrace our creativity during that pre-ovulatory phase. Makes sense so far, right? It's not just our menstrual cycle, though. The changing seasons also offer us opportunities to connect with our inner goddess. Spring, with its rebirth and renewal, invites us to plant new seeds and embrace new beginnings. Summer, with its abundance and vitality, encourages us to celebrate our creativity and express our joy. Autumn brings its harvest and letting go and invites us to release what no longer serves us and to prepare for winter. And winter, with its quiet introspection and rest, invites us to turn inward and listen to our intuition. By honoring these cycles both within and without, we can deepen our own connection to our inner goddess. We can learn to trust our intuition, to embrace our power, and to flow with the natural rhythms of life. We can reclaim our birthright as cyclical beings, as women who are intimately connected to the moon and the earth. Next, we have embracing creativity as as a method of connecting. That's the word I'm looking for. My word is my brain just on me. All right, so, embracing creativity. All right, let's talk about the magic of creativity. It's not just about making pretty things, though that's pretty cool too. It's about tapping into the very essence of the divine feminine, the wellspring of life itself. Creativity is the life force expressing itself through us, a way to bring our inner world into the outer world, to manifest our dreams and desires. Think about it. Creation is inherently feminine. From the birthing of a child to the blooming of a flower, the feminine principle is about nurturing, growing, and bringing forth new life. And that same energy is present in every act of creativity, no matter how big or small. Whether you're painting a masterpiece like the Sistine Chapel ceiling, writing a poem, dancing under the moonlight, or singing your heart out, maybe even just arranging flowers in a vase, you are channeling that creative energy. You're expressing your unique perspective, your authentic self, and you are bringing something new into the world. And that, my loves, is a sacred act. But so many of us have been taught to stifle our creativity and to believe that we're not talented or artistic enough. We've been told that creativity is a luxury, a hobby, or something to be pursued only if we have some natural talent. I hate that one. But I am here to tell you that creativity is your birthright. It is an inherent part of being human, and it is waiting to be unleashed. And when we allow ourselves to be creative, we connect with our inner muse, that spark of inspiration that resides within each and every one of us. We tap into a source of joy, of passion, and of pure, unadulterated aliveness. I have to admit, I do not feel more alive than when I am singing or playing music or writing. So, the question now is, how do we access this creative energy? How do we connect with our inner muse? Let's do a quick little guided visualization. This will help. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Feel your feet grounded on the earth, your spine long and straight. Imagine a warm, golden light filling your body, starting at your feet and moving up through your legs, your torso, your arms, and finally your head. Now, imagine a beautiful, vibrant garden within your heart. This garden is your inner sanctuary, your creative space. See the lush green grass, the colorful flowers, the sparkling fountain. Feel the gentle breeze on your skin and hear the birds singing their sweet melodies. In the center of this garden, you see a beautiful, radiant being. This is your inner muse. She is the embodiment of your creativity. She is your inspiration, your joy. She is waiting to connect with you. Approach her with love and reverence. Ask her to guide you, to inspire you, to help you unleash your creative potential. Listen to her whispers, feel her energy, embrace her presence. Take a moment to simply be with her, to connect with her, and to receive her wisdom. When you feel ready, thank her for her guidance and slowly begin to bring your awareness back to your body, back to the present moment. Gently open your eyes and carry that feeling of inspiration with you throughout the rest of your day. Remember, my loves, creativity is not about perfection. It's about expression. It's about play. It's about allowing yourself to be messy, imperfect, and to be authentically you. So, go forth and create, paint, write, dance, sing, build, and explore. Let your inner muse guide you and let your creativity flow. Next, we're working with archetypes. Let's journey into the realm of archetypes, those powerful symbols that reside within the collective unconscious and within each of us. Working with goddess archetypes is a potent way to understand the many facets of the divine feminine and to bring those qualities into our own lives. Think of archetypes as blueprints or patterns of energy that have been present since the dawn of humanity. They represent universal experiences, emotions, and behaviors, and they offer us a framework for understanding ourselves and the world around us. When we explore goddess archetypes, we're not just studying mythology. We're delving into the depths of our own psyches, uncovering hidden strengths and potential. We are recognizing that the divine feminine is not a singular entity, but a multifaceted expression of power, wisdom, and love. So, a few examples. We have Demeter, the Earth Mother, the goddess of harvest and abundance. Demeter embodies the nurturing, compassionate, and life-giving aspects of the feminine. Working with Demeter can help us cultivate self-care, connect with the earth, and embrace our own nurturing abilities. When you're feeling like you need to take care of yourself or those around you, Demeter is a wonderful archetype to work with. Next is Kali, the fierce protector, the goddess of destruction and transformation. Kali embodies the powerful, untamed, and transformative aspects of the feminine. She reminds us that destruction is necessary for creation, that endings are necessary for new beginnings. Working with Kali can help us embrace our inner strength, confront our fears, and release what no longer serves us. When you need to get rid of old habits or need the strength to overcome a hardship, invoke Kali. Hecate, the wise crone, the goddess of witchcraft, magic, and the crossroads. Hecate embodies the intuitive, mysterious, and transformative aspects of the feminine. She guides us through the shadows, helps us connect with our intuition, and reminds us of the power of our own inner wisdom. Working with Hecate can help us trust our intuition, embrace our shadow selves, and navigate through life's transitions. When you need to make a difficult decision or you need to trust your intuition, Hecate's your girl. And these are just a few examples. Of course, there are endless goddess archetypes, each with its own unique qualities and gifts. By exploring the archetypes, we can begin to identify which qualities resonate with us, which qualities we want to cultivate, and which qualities we need to integrate. We can use them as guides, as role models, and as sources of inspiration. For example, you're feeling disconnected from your body. You might want to work with Demeter to reconnect with the earth and your own nurturing energy. You're facing a difficult challenge. You could invoke Kali to help you find your inner strength and courage. And then if you're seeking guidance on your spiritual path, you could turn to Hecate to illuminate the shadows and guide you through the crossroads. Working with archetypes is a journey of self-discovery, a process of uncovering the many, many layers of the divine feminine within ourselves. It's a way to reclaim our power, embrace our wholeness, and to step into our full potential as goddesses in our own right. Next, we have self-care as a ritual. Let's talk about self-care. Not as a trendy buzzword, but as a sacred ritual and a way to honor the divine feminine within. Because let's be clear. Let me be very clear. Self-care is not selfish. It is essential. You cannot pour from an empty cup. It's about recognizing that we are worthy of care and that our bodies and spirits deserve to be nurtured as well. We live in a world that often demands constant giving, constant doing, constant pushing. But if we're always pouring from an empty cup, we will eventually run dry. And then, when we're depleted, we can't fully show up for ourselves, for our loved ones, or for the world. Who wants that? And that's where self-care rituals come in. They're not just about pampering ourselves with mani-pedis and facials, although that is a lovely side effect. They are more about creating intentional moments of connection with our inner goddess, moments of replenishment, and moments of sacred pause. Think of it this way. When we create a ritual, we're setting an intention and we're creating sacred space, right? Just like we create sacred space for a full moon rit or a Sabbat celebration, we can create sacred space for self-care. It could be as simple as taking a warm bath with some Epsom salts and essential candles, essential oils, lighting a candle, and playing some soothing music to soothe away the day. I'm thinking Calgon, Take Me Away. It could be spending time in quiet contemplation, journaling, or meditating. It could be going for a walk in nature, reading a book, or listening to your favorite music. The key is to choose activities that nourish your soul, bring you joy, and allow you to reconnect with your inner self. And to do them with intention, with reverence, and with a sense of sacredness. For example, let's go back to that bath with Epsom salts and essential oils. Let's instead turn it into a shower. And instead of just taking a shower, turn it into a cleansing ritual. Visualize the water washing away any stress, any negativity, any energy that no longer serves you. Feel the water purifying your body and spirit. Following along so far? Instead of just putting on lotion, Massage it into your skin with loving intention. Thank your body for all it does for you. Honor its strength, its resilience, and its beauty. This simple things turned into rituals. Here's one that I do. Instead of just drinking a cup of tea or coffee, savor each sip. Feel the warmth spreading through your body, calming your mind, and grounding your energy. Something you're going to do anyway, so why not turn it into a self-care ritual? These small acts, done with intention, can transform those ordinary moments into sacred rituals of self-care. They can help us reconnect with our bodies, listen to our intuition, and replenish our energy. And when we prioritize self-care, we're not just benefiting ourselves, we're also benefiting everyone around us. Because when we are full, when we are grounded, when we're connected to our inner goddess, we have more to give. We have more love, more compassion, and more energy to share with the world. Who doesn't want that? So I encourage you all, create your own self-care rituals. Make them a non-negotiable part of your life. Honor your body, honor your spirit, honor your inner goddess. You deserve it. Okay, now that we've covered all of that, let us remember awakening your inner goddess is not about becoming someone else. It's about remembering who you already are. It's about reclaiming your power, embracing your authenticity, and stepping into your full potential. All right, witches. Now let's talk about community. This is a crucial bit on our path of remembering, of reclaiming. We are not meant to walk this path alone. And honestly, for so long, we have been alone, haven't we? We have been told in so many subtle and not so subtle ways that our power is threatening, that our intuition is irrational, and that our voices should be softened or silenced entirely. But when we come together, when we share our experiences, our struggles, our triumphs, something magical happens. We realize that we're not alone. We realize that our experiences are valid and our voices are powerful. Think about it. Think about this. Historically, women have always found strength in community. From the ancient gatherings around the hearth, sharing stories and wisdom, to the quilting circles of our grandmothers, where women wove together not just fabric, but also support and solidarity. Even in more recent times, we've seen the power of women coming together in movements for social change, the Me Too movement being one of those. Another good example of women coming together that I can think of off the top of my head is the Mama Bears group. They have a website and they're on Facebook. They are a group for moms of LGBTQIA plus kids. They have come together to not only ensure that our kids are safe growing up, but to provide community for each other. They're a fabulous group, just saying. That spirit of sisterhood, that understanding, that's what we need right now more than ever. We need spaces where we can be vulnerable, where we can share our fears and our doubts without judgment. We need spaces where we can celebrate our successes, big, small, doesn't matter, and be able to lift each other up. Women caring for women, women supporting women. This isn't about creating some exclusive club or clique. It's about building a network of support, a web of connection that empowers each and every stinking one of us to step into our full potential. It's about recognizing that our strength lies in our unity and our shared experiences and in our unwavering belief in one another. So, I encourage you, seek out your tribe. Find your people. Whether it's through online forums, local circles, or even just reaching out to a friend who shares your values, make that connection. Share your journey, listen to others, and let the power of community fuel your own awakening. I myself have joined a couple of local women's circles because I am looking for my community, and it has been just amazing. Because when we rise together, we rise stronger. And when we remember together, we remember truer. Remember, my witchlings, you are divine. You are powerful, and for the love of all things holy, you are worthy. Embrace your inner goddess and let her light shine brightly. Thank you, my darling witchlings, for joining me on this journey tonight. If you resonated with this episode and potentially want to delve deeper into the mysteries of the divine feminine, I invite you to hop over and join the coven on Patreon. There, you'll find exclusive content, guided meditations, and the support of a wonderfully supportive community of fellow witches exploring their own inner goddesses. The link is on the screen right now, in the show notes, or the description box later. And that, my darling witchlings, is our podcast for the week. So go out there and spread love, spread joy, spread kindness. There is so much hate and discontent and darkness we don't need to add to it. And then let your loved ones, human, scaly, furry, or feathered, know that you love them beyond measure. You don't know how long you have with them, and believe me from personal experience, that 2 a.m. phone call sucks. And then I want you to know you are loved, you are wanted, you are needed, and you have a purpose here. I'll see y'all later. Your subscription ensures you never miss a moment of mystical insight, especially if you ring that bell, for a deeper dive into exclusive content, behind-the-scenes glimpses, bonus blog posts, monthly rituals, and my weekly yoga classes. Consider popping over to Patreon and joining the coven there. If you're feeling particularly generous, a virtual coffee is always appreciated. This Gen X witch, raised on 80s vibes, thrives on caffeine and a dash of well-placed sarcasm. Are you seeking personalized guidance? Well, in that case, visit yogawithdyliden.com to schedule a one-on-one yoga session where we can work together to restore balance and alignment to your mind, body, and spirit. I'm honored to craft meaningful rituals and services for all life's milestones. House blessings, cleansings, spiritual life coaching, and personalized tarot and pendulum readings are also available. Check out those offerings at dietheyogawitch.com. Don't miss out on your daily doses of divination. Tune in tomorrow for another episode, Monday through Saturday, same bat time, same bat channel, 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. And there's even more enchantment to weave into your week. Join me for our weekly rituals. Sundays, let's all gather around the cauldron for coffee and cues with Di the Yoga Witch at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time on Sundays. Bring your favorite brew and we'll delve into the mystical and the everyday, answering your questions and sharing the witchy wisdom I've gathered over the last 3 decades. Thursdays, tune into Di the Yoga Witch podcast for a fusion of yoga and witchcraft designed to inspire and uplift. Friday and Saturday evenings at 8:30 p.m. Seattle time, we offer some unique experiences. Fridays are for relaxation and inner connection. We zen our way into the weekend and unwind with guided meditation or yoga nidra asana, tapping into your inner magic and bringing that magical life into your yoga practice. Saturday evenings, brace yourself for Bitch and Witch Angry Veteran Rants. I will be tackling current events that spark my passionate opinions, offering perspectives and suggestions for positive change.